It's another episode of ciSports, and today I am joined by local basketball legend, Hope Elam-Huett. Welcome to the show, Hope.
Thank you, thank you.
You have had a rich history of basketball at a high level. When did you recognize, okay, I got it. I got what it takes to play at the next level and then the next level?
You know what? Very early, my father would tell me that I was a pro. When we were in middle school, he would always say, you're different from these kids. But I'm just like, Dad, you're saying that. It was just one of those things where I didn't truly know until I went outside of Champaign, and then I realized that there was just a different level of talent that I possessed that wasn't really local. And so, I've kind of known very early on.
So you played at IU.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry to hear that. No, I'm kidding. I'm so kidding.
I still love you, Illini Nation.
What was that like being from Champaign and then going to Indiana to play basketball?
Yeah.
Was that a hard decision?
You know what? Not really, because Verdell Jones went to IU before myself. And my father was actually at Indiana just watching Hoosier Hysteria, and started conversating with the coaches there and just, kind of got them to come out and watch, and they fell in love. I went to the campus, I fell in love. Verdell was there, we had 2 Champaign kids there. And so not really much of a hard decision. It would have been great to play for Coach Law, but I had a great experience at Indiana, their first All-American there. So still love Illinois to the T, but yes, Hoosier at heart.
Elaborate on, you said first All-American there.
So a lot of people don't know, but I went to Vincennes, which was a junior college in Indiana, and I became a JUCO All-American there, and then chose to then go to Indiana after that. So I had a slew of colleges that I could have gone to after junior college, but I chose to go to Indiana. It was a great fit.
When did you realize, okay, basketball is over for me?
I felt like I was done maybe 3 or 4 years ago. But I actually got an opportunity to play for Athletes Unlimited last year, which is the new WNBA, just supplemental league for the players that don't want to go abroad. So I had an opportunity to go play there as a crossover athlete. From a friend of mine. Her name's Ty Young. She's actually the coach of the Chicago Sky, assistant coach. And so she asked me to come abroad just as a crossover athlete. They needed someone who did things outside of basketball. So I decided to do that just for a branding purpose. But I knew a few years ago I was ready to transition into something different.
Was it hard for you to find your identity after stepping away from basketball?
You know what? That's tough to answer. I feel like a lot of times athletes do have a tough time transitioning, but I feel like I was blessed to be able to do other things, whether it was just maybe dabbling in music or just modeling and commercial work. I felt like I was just presented with another opportunity that maybe most athletes, don't have that luxury.
Yes.
And so it's been a pretty cool transition.
Tell us about your relationship with modeling and what doors that has opened up in your life.
Sheesh, it's been great. I'm blessed. I just obviously have to, just thank God that I'm just being presented with these opportunities. I've worked with Peloton, Nike, Adidas, Gatorade, Volkswagen, Bud Light. I just did NBA 2K recently.
What was your experience like finding out that you were going to work with NBA 2K25?
So a lot of times when you're just auditioning, I've learned to just do it and then forget about it. But sometimes they're just gigs that you really want. And so I feel like I manifested this one. I spoke to my mom, local pastor here. I spoke to her. I was like, Mom, I really want this gig. She's like, you know what? Let's just pray about it, and we'll see what goes from there. And literally the next day, I got the call for the job to go to Vegas and shoot the commercial, yeah.
And you got to meet Jason Tatum while you were there, right?
I did. So I met Jason Tatum. Obviously, I was on the women's side more, so I shot with Asia Wilson and did some street ball work for that commercial. But the guys were shooting before us, and we had an early call time. And so I was just sitting, and he kept, when his breaks came, he just kept coming to sit like in the front and in front of me. And I was just like, why am I not saying something to you? Like, you're legit just sitting here. Like, what are we doing? So I just went over, conversed, hey, champ, congrats. And we conversed for a minute. And I said, hey, there's no way that I don't get a picture. Like, we have to get a picture for my hometown, just because I know that there's so many that look up to NBA players, and they just need to know, it's possible to do it.
Let's talk about the desires that you have now in this current season in life.
Sure. You know what? I'm still very much doing commercial work. I feel like the modeling is something that, if it comes, I'm into it, but I am looking to cross over into more TV, more of acting, more of like sideline reporting, just in that element. I feel like, models are cool, still photos and posing and walking down the runway, that's beautiful, but I think that I've always wanted to be in this realm. And I think what better way, and even women's sports, women's basketball, for me to still have a part in it. Even if I'm not playing, if it doesn't look like a player, I'm still involved. Still much very active and just like talking about the sport and honestly just like being present and just having my face out there,
Yes. We have a lot of young hoopers with great talent around the Champaign-Urbana area.
Yeah.
What wisdom would you share with them within just reaching your full potential?
Yeah. Honestly, I would just tell them, like, go your hardest for sure, that works, but listen. I think that even myself, I had just like a tough time just like listening. And sometimes you feel like adults maybe just don't know what they're talking about, or, oh, that's just my dad saying it or my mom saying it. But they have the experience, whether they played the sports or not, they've been around. So I would say listen. And then the other thing is just always have a plan B. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. At some point, even if you do play sports, the air is going to leave the ball. Whether it's football, basketball, soccer, you're not going to be able to play that sport for the course of your life. So just have a plan B and just know you can do it.
Yes, yeah. I love that. A question that I asked all of my guests, who do you think I should interview next?
Ooh, this is locally, right?
Locally, sports affiliated,
okay.
And it doesn't have to be local.
If you're gonna go local, you could maybe go James Kenny. I know he's here until he's going abroad. Other than that, I would maybe grab an Illinois athlete.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then why do you say James Kenny? I have been slow to ask him, but
okay.
I've always loved his game.
Yeah.
And I'm happy you chose him, but you tell me
He's
why.
One of my good friends. I think that he has a lot of wisdom about the game, and I think that it's important that being from Champaign, people that have done things, that the community still knows us, that the kids know us, that we keep our name alive, and because you need to know that it's possible. It's hard sometimes coming from a town of like 200,000 people, you know what I mean? And so I think that JJ is one of those people that we need to keep his name alive. A centennial champ. She played overseas for 10 plus years.
Yes, that
at a high level.
Alone.
Jesus,
I
like gave Kansas when they were #1 like 33. So we have to just like, keep our name alive and just like let our community know, that it's possible for us. And we do have, good names coming out of here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's been such an honor to interview you.
Thank you.
I feel like this is my way of contributing to keeping your name alive.
Yeah.
Even though you can handle that on your own. Plus that.
Am I the first woman to do this? Or no, you've had a few.
You are the first female basketball player.
Okay.
I've done track players and a softball player.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
But thanks for asking.
I thought so. Yeah. I was like, I wonder if I've watched, but I've seen all men, so I didn't know if that was a thing.
I had coffee with one of the assistant women's basketball coaches the other day, and I'm like, I feel like I'm heavy on the men's side. I need to get more women.
Blended. I mean, the sport is growing so much, literally.
Yes, so it's no excuses. Yes. Well, thank you so much,
Thank you for having me.